Hey there, everybody in Crushing It 2021 land. How are you guys doing? I'm going to record this on my computer as well. I'd love to know if you guys can hear me, so let me know. Give me a thumbs up, heart, or something. So, all right, everybody. So, where have we been? So, I know not everybody's up to date, but I released day number 29 this week, and I'm going to release day number 30 coming up here today, probably. And we've covered a lot of topics this last week, so I want to just answer any questions that you guys might have about any of these, and then talk to you about what we're going to do next. Hey Amy, welcome. Good to see you. Let me know if you have any questions. Just drop them in the comments and I will answer anything that you've got. So here's the topics we've covered: systems and routines, organization and clutter, self-esteem and self-confidence, breakthroughs, or the anatomy of a breakthrough, and when we feel truly alive. So some of the questions I have is things like, how can I help myself have a breakthrough? So let's dig into that a little bit more. I think the thing that's the scariest thing to do is to really navigate the fear. We start feeling uncomfortable and we think that's a no, or we might start something and then we stop it and we think that's a no. We think, oh, maybe it's not that important to me. And every bit of that is, those are misconceptions. The thing is, human beings can learn to do anything. Our brains are pliable. We didn't used to think that is true, but now we know it is. And what we have to do is start creating a different way of seeing ourselves. Now, don't you see yourself different today than you did when you were, 20 years ago or 10 years ago? Right? Your life experiences, your new knowledge, things change, and you start seeing yourself differently. So, what I want you to do is start identifying who you are differently, and then decide what you love and start moving towards getting better at that. So what we do is we say, oh, we want this, and then it doesn't work out, or we fail, or we fall flat on our face, and we think, oh, that didn't work, I can't do that. What an idiot, I shouldn't have even tried that. That's not the way to go, because nobody shows up doing everything perfectly right from the beginning, but we can learn to do anything. So if we start identifying ourselves as somebody who can learn to do anything, and this is what I've said, I don't know for how long, I've always thought I can learn to do anything. And I'm not going to do it perfectly, and the only way for me to get better is to do it. So I'm going to suck, and it's going to be embarrassing, and that's just part of the process. That's how we get better. I was a dancer as a kid, so that probably helped, because you don't do every step right and you screw up. But thing is, not everybody notices your screw ups because they don't know the routine, so you'll be okay. But we want to save face, so it's more important to us to look good, and I still struggle with that being out there in the public. I want to look good. It's hard to be vulnerable. But if we can start identifying ourselves as somebody who can learn how to do anything and know that we're going to fail, but that's part of the process and we're okay with that. And then find that true North Star. So, who I believe I am is somebody who can learn anything. I'm a fighter too. This is something else I identify. I'm a fighter. I'm not gonna let this thing win. So anatomy of a breakthrough, if you remember, is that feeling of irritation, which we usually move away from irritation because we're all about being comfortable. Well, comfort isn't gonna get you what you want in your life. So you've got to move towards the irritation. So if something's irritating you, that is probably something you should be doing. If you're feeling agitation or irritation, that's a great sign you're on the right track, so move towards that. The next part is the declaration. The declaration is, I will not. I will not. And you got to be committed to that future. You have to have a vision of that compelling future and be committed to that, and know no matter what, you're going to get there. No matter what. Yes, you're going to fall on your face. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, it's not going to work out well all the time. Yes, you're not going to do it well all the time. But you're going to be committed to the future. And for me, that is, I will not let this beat me. I will not let this win. I will not quit and not have succeeded. So it has to be an I will not declaration, because it's much more powerful than an I will. I will win. I'll do this. That's kind of, that's not random. It's kind of it's like a story that's out here. It's not rooted in reality, and we can't feel that as reality. The more powerful one is I will not. I will not let this beat me. I will not let this win. I will not quit without conquering this, things like that. Or I will not show up at my next family event or my next class reunion looking this way. I'm not going to look at another picture of myself and see me fat. Those, think of any time in your life where you've made an instantaneous transformation. It wasn't actually that you did. You made an instantaneous I will not declaration, and then you promised yourself no matter what you were going to move forward. So it didn't matter if you fell off the track or you ate a cookie or you didn't exercise that day, because you were not going to show up fat again, right? And tell me, give me a thumbs up if you guys know what I'm talking about. I want to know that this makes sense to you. Okay, so that's the how do I actually, okay, so let me finish breakthrough. So declaration. Then you take the uncomfortable action. Is it uncomfortable to go to the gym? Yes. Is it uncomfortable to not eat the same old sugary foods that you're used to eating every day? Yes. Is it uncomfortable to pick up the phone and call somebody so that you can talk to them about doing business with them? Yes. This is all very uncomfortable. But as soon as you take that first uncomfortable action, you're going to feel better. You're not going to do it perfectly. But you know that then you have to create that reward circuit system to the activity. So let me explain to you guys what that means again. We're all driven to get our reward at the end, and we have to change that if we want to be successful. The reward has to be in the doing, so we have to connect in our brain, and you will actually create a dopamine reward circuit that will reward you if you learn to do this. Your reward circuitry and system has to be on the activity. So if the activity is, if the declaration is, I will not go to my next class reunion fat, and you go, okay, so how do I do that? Well, I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym how many times? This many times. This is my minimum. This is what I'd like to do. All the steps we've talked about all along the way. And if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to beat yourself up. You're just going to get up and go. But the first day you're going to go to the gym, it's going to hurt. It's going to be hard. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to need a nap probably, or go to bed earlier that day. And that's all okay. And you're going to be like, okay with that. That's how it is. And the next day you're going to be sore, and you're going to not want to go, and you're going to do it anyway because you will not be fat at your next class reunion, right? It's that compelling future, that bigger picture, that I will not declaration that's going to drive you. See why that's so important? So you've got to get there, okay? So that's how you have a breakthrough. Remember, Dean Graziosi says, if I don't want to, I must. You must take that action. You must do that activity. And you always feel better after you do. Always. Okay, so anybody have any questions around that? If you do, let me know. Okay, so disorganization. Here was another question I had. It's my life and house and everything around me is an absolute disaster. How do I even begin to get organized? Well, disorganization clutters your brain. It clutters your flow. It clutters your energy. You absolutely need a decluttered space. And I'm all about systems and routines to keep that up, which is another video. But let's just talk about how do you tackle it when it's overwhelming, when you're up to your eyeballs in stuff and junk and clutter. What do you do? Well, my advice is to do 15 minutes a day of something in an area. Now, you could pick a room and spend 15 minutes a day in that room until it's all done. Or you can, if you like me with a lot of attention issues, I like to do 15-minute increments around things. But if you have, let's say you have a really messy junk closet. Say I'm going to spend 15 minutes a day on that junk closet until it's finished. The key is don't ever set a timer, and don't pull out more than you can do in that 15 minutes. So when you touch something, deal with it right then. So there's got to be a trash, give away, put it away. Okay? And you can have 3 different boxes, so you stay in that one place. You don't go somewhere else and get distracted, but you need to deal with it in that instant. The other thing that I think is a real good thing to do to get work towards regular organization, first of all, you got to give yourself some grace and realize this is going to take time. But to do a regular 27 fling boogie or some kind of 15-minute boogie where you're running around and doing one of two things, filling a bag full of trash or filling a bag full of giveaways. 15 minutes and you go to every room and you fill it up for 15 minutes or a number of items. The Fly Lady has the 27. I don't even know where that number came from. It could be 30, it could be 15. 15 minutes though, I mean, you can do 27 items or 15 minutes, however you want to do it. It's like playing a game with yourself. The more we can work our brain and back to that dopamine reward circuitry, right? It's every time we take that action and we get that reward for doing it, we get that little dopamine hit and we want to do more. So you're going to create a reward circuit in your brain that is going to wire you to want to do these things. That's the beautiful thing about this. If you understand how your body and your brain works and you work with it, you're working with science. You're working with how it works and you are going to have success. Okay, so next, what's the difference between organizing and systems? So organizing is cleaning and decluttering, and everything has a place, and not having too much of any one thing. That's all organizing and getting rid of clutter. Systems and routines are the things that you do daily to keep your life in order and to keep yourself on task. And again, back to that dopamine reward system, this is key to being able to create that. And again, you want more and more of it. It keeps your life on track. It's like if you're eating healthy and you start your day with a healthy meal first on, you're more likely to eat healthy for the rest of the day. Well, I am so wired now to my systems and routines. It's really hard for me to get started with my day if I don't do them. So I'm more motivated to get up in enough time to make sure that all my systems and routines are taken care of. So systems can bookend a day. So you have a morning routine and an evening routine. Oh, sorry, that's a routines or systems. Systems are just how you do something. So a system is an order, a way you may do something in a certain order. They kind of overlap sometimes too. You could have systems I have a lot of systems to do with my work, the way I work, but I think the biggest examples for me are the way that I do my morning routine. I get up, I meditate first, I get ready for my day, all the way down to my shoes, lace up shoes, something I can run around work in. I don't feel like you can do a good job in slippers or slip-ons. It needs to be like you're getting things done, you're moving fast, right? I set a timer, I make my bed, clean up my bedroom, bathroom area, take a load of laundry, pop it in, rotate anything that's in there, and any laundry. So I have 15 minutes of laundry time, right? So anything that needs to be folded and put away, it all gets dealt with. Oh, here's a system. A system is you touch things once. That's a system. So routines are the way you do things. Systems are things like you only touch. If you've got mail in your hand, you deal with it. You've got paper in your hand, you deal with it. At the end of the day, you clean up your desk. Those are all systems. Okay. So then I moved to the kitchen living room area, and for 15 minutes. So I have about 45 minutes of things that I do in the morning before I go into my office and start my day. Okay, so let's see what else. Self-esteem versus self-confidence. So self-esteem, you can be confident in your knowledge about something and still not have self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you view yourself, and a good indicator that you're struggling with your self-esteem is if you need outside approval. And I still sometimes struggle with that. I'll do something and I want like somebody to give me feedback. What did you think? And it's not feedback, give me some technical feedback. It's more like, tell me I'm great. I need outside validation. So that's a definite indication that you're struggling with your self-esteem. So ways to build your self-esteem. I think the number one most important thing you can do is do what you say you're going to do, especially to yourself. So if you say, my compelling future is, I declare that, then do it. Don't beat yourself up if you don't. Just get right back on track. Just say that was the decision I made then. I need to make a new decision now and get back on track and keep going. But do what you say you're going to do. The longer time goes between you doing what you say you're going to do and not, the harder it is to get yourself back, because all the stories start flooding in, all the limiting beliefs, all that stuff all the conversation in your head starts. So the quicker you can just jump back in, the better. But no matter what, you have to say, this is part of the process. It's okay. I'm learning. I'm moving forward. I'm growing. And this is going to happen sometimes. And every time I'm going to do it a little better. Because I promise you, it's not going to go away all the time. When we first started this conversation, we were talking about how things become your identity. The other thing that has become my identity is that I'm constantly improving. I'm constantly trying. I'm constantly getting better. It's part of who I am. So you create an identity for yourself. And it's kind of like when I'm working with a client and they working to make lasting changes in nutrition. One of the things that we do is we change something until they don't think about it anymore. Sweeping changes are very difficult to sustain. They often last for a while, but not forever. So I want to create this is who you are in them. So this is who you are. You drink water, not Coke, right? So when you give up the soda or whatever at first, you're thinking about it all the time. It's difficult. So what we want to do is create the vision of who you are and keep stepping into that vision. So at any rate, next, breakthroughs, Truly Alive. I don't think I can say anything more about Truly Alive, and you guys just have to go watch that video. I think that if we're not moving towards a compelling future, if we we don't have something we're up to that's good, if we're not pushing past our limiting beliefs and our stories and our self-talk, that's when we don't feel truly alive. You just feel okay. You're just existing. It's only when we're pushing through, pushing past, overcoming, that's when we feel truly alive. So that's all I've got to say about that. If you guys have any more questions, definitely drop them out down below. But here's the big question I have for you guys. If you want to sign up to be a part of a weekly coaching for free, the only thing I'm going to ask you guys is you don't have to have your face on camera, but that I can record them and release them so that people can get benefit from them. So we don't have to use your name, we don't have to use your face, but I want to be able to help people by helping you. And my goal is to go back from the beginning on day one and start working through it with you each week, a different step, and moving forward. And just really navigating those steps so that you can dig in and do it fully, do it well, and do it right. So let me know if you'd like to be a part of that, reach out to me and let me know you'd like to be a part of it so I can sign you up and get you started. And then if you're, I'll leave this one for another space. So, all right, guys, I hope you are continuing to crush it. I hope you're going to continue to crush it all year. Look for day 30 coming up, and I'll speak to you guys soon.